look cute on you, though.
Not
like
on me.
that.
I
like
look
that
like
in
a boy.
reverse. Yeah.
Like a boy.
I could do that, but
especially
not
with this
It's kind of too
new
big.
haircut of mine.
Wow, she's.
Can we see it? Hold on.
She's giving Gracie Abrams.
Gracie, yes,
y'all.
I copied your hair. But guess what, girlie? You my icon.
You're lucky that you could rock it.
Thank you.
You're really lucky. You look
I
so
appreciate
cute.
it.
It's giving your whole look today is giving Sam from.
I love her too.
Yeah, from
Love her too.
A Cinderella Story.
When I had also cut my hair like
Your hair,
years back. I went out in public and I was like, oh my god, I didn't have time to do my hair, so I was like, let me just put a hat on, and I put a little like black knitted sweater, and I looked at myself and I said, I'm giving Sam. So I thought there's someone right there. So
you always
right now I was like,
and
giving Sam.
what are you? Describe your outfit. I like the brown and the
blue.
So,
did the Padres win?
No, they did not.
Something they did.
For some games. I would assume.
Did they go to the World Series championship?
No, they did not.
No. But this was literally in my gym bag, so like.
Yeah. So today's theme is baseball.
It's baseball.
It literally says it on your shirt.
This is my Padres right here.
Woo, 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 woo.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is my Padres shirt, my long sleeve.
sleeve.
It's actually my dad's, but I wear it, because it's like comfy or whatever. It's a nice little workout type of as well, long sleeve. I like the fabric, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm wearing a Royal Otis hat. I thought the brown would complement the blue, especially those are their colors. Went to the concert. Love this hat. I'm a sucker for some good hats.
For good merch.
But it has to be like an off-duty type of
Yeah.
kind. It can't be like this.
Like this.
I can't do that.
I'm realizing that the trucker hat style on me does not work.
No, it works
Really?
on you. I'm jealous that it works on you. It does not on me. I look like a boy.
Yeah. I
So-
love it, though. I love your look. It's
Thank you.
good.
And I'm gonna work
comfy.
attire under, so.
Yeah. For me, I'm trying to channel a wag, right? I'm also trying to channel Scarlett Johansson when she went to the Met,
Okay.
the Mets game,
Uh-huh.
and she had the Met hat. So this is my hat from Niall's concert. It's the trucker hat one that says Live on Tour,
the show.
the show.
Not Love on Tour. Not
Not that one. And then I have this like Zara like jacket, just like an oversized black long moto
It's
jacket.
like a model off-duty type of leather jacket.
Yeah, like you kind of just throw it on, and then it's like a basic outfit. So I have my Levi's baggy dad jeans, and then I have this white Aritzia like basic tee, and then Natalie gave me a gift. I'm obsessed with these shoes, these slippers.
They're aloe.
They're the aloe ones.
The new ones. You
which
see,
we love.
everyone has
They're
the
comfy,
UGG, which
but
I
they're
still
cute.
want, but these are like really nice, like little shoes.
Yeah, because it's like I
Well,
can
they're,
put
like,
them on and they're comfy.
The thing
still.
is that technically they're slippers, but because of the bottom of it being so hard, you can wear them outside.
I mean, I'm wearing it with my outfit, and
It looks
kinda
cute.
looks cute.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We love it.
You're giving Suki Waterhouse.
Thank you. That's really a compliment because I love her.
Because she loves it.
Okay, let's start this intro. Hi, I'm Leslie Marie,
And I'm Natalia.
and this is the
We are FASHIONABLE podcast.
where we talk about
The clothing we wear and the untold but very true stories about why we wear what we wear.
love. All right, your favorite segment, our favorite segment.
Is I'm just a girl.
Love the vocals. Love
I'm
it.
trying to get my Gwen Stefani.
We love.
I'm trying.
You're trying. Gwen, we love you.
Ain't no holla back there. I'm sorry.
She probably won't love that.
No, I'm sorry. That's the only song I remember.
Yeah.
She has some other good songs. I won't
We love it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
do love Gwen.
Well, no doubt. Love that.
Bathwater.
Bathwater?
Yeah, that's
Bathwater's my favorite.
It's such a good
Yes, she performed it with Olivia Rodrigo.
It's so good.
So good, but I love the song before.
Yeah. Which was, I don't know what festival, but it was really good.
Coachella.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that festival. Okay, let's talk about something serious though. Guys, this is our first video that is after the election. Post-election. Guys, when I tell you I mourned.
I think
We all mourned.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were kind of angry. And I think right now you're in the mode of like, okay, what can I do to protect myself, to protect those I care about,
Mhm.
and to just kind of keep in mind, like, what the future may hold.
Mm-hmm. what could happen.
What could happen.
The fears that we have, that things that could happen.
Yes. And so, if you guys are feeling the same way, just know that we want this to be a safe space. We want it to be a community, and that we welcome all people. Like, please, 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 please know that you can feel safe here and protected. And if anything were to like happen in the future or anything, we'd really try to use this platform as a way to like educate and inform, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's gutting, but yeah.
But I mean, I take it as like in a way of, yes, we might be going a few steps behind on certain rights and certain things, but this is more than ever, I think this is the perfect generation of girls, of people that will stand up and continue fighting, and they won't stop.
Yeah.
So I think that even though we would have wished for it not to happen, but
you saw the people that truly were.
But I feel like this is the generation that won't stop until it changes back to
and that we'll use
to better.
Anything we can, especially even like socials and stuff,
because we have that ability to do it. You know, we don't want to be silent.
Now, speaking of this, you know, we had a 34 convicted felon as president, yet a woman who was convicted of only one felony, which again, if you see the documentary, I'm talking about the Martha Stewart documentary, the person who was persecuting her basically wanted to make an example out of her. It was a man. But seeing that Martha Stewart documentary kind of within the same week that everything was happening in the elections, you really do see the standards that are different between men and women, which we all knew, but seeing it from that, like, this lady could not even be the CEO of the company she built from the ground up.
That has her name written all over it.
It's insane to me, the double standard. But I think also just watching that, like, she's the first DIY queen. We love her being a Insta influencer, grandma, baddie.
Honestly, she dips her toes in every little thing. Like, she's over here best friends with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
like,
I love
that dynamic. I'm like,
we love. So that was kind of my topics for this girl talk.
Mine is, oh my god, talked about the boys. The Ferrari boys went to the Gladiator premiere in London. I put my favorite boys, and yes, I put No Church in the Wild, because that song was in the first Gladiator.
I think it was in the trailer for this one or something.
Yeah.
The first trailer.
Too.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Heart, they look gorgeous, they look beautiful. The way that Paul Mescal is a fan of F1, and he said in an interview he's going to the Las Vegas one.
Also, can we talk about the fact that, like, whoever's doing the Gladiator promo is so good? Like, they're basically following, like, him around.
Yes!
And it's like
spend a day
with him in Tokyo. That is so cute. Also, I think he went to the lookalike contest or something.
Yes, in Dublin.
Yeah.
In his,
at his school. Yeah. I don't know.
Because it's funny how it started, that lookalike contest, because of Timothée Chalamet, and then he appeared there, and now everyone started doing. They did one for Harry, and Harry didn't show up, but I was like, King. I was like, which, I mean, I understand, because he's probably going through the process of his bandmate brother passing away, but it was this thing where it's like they would make jokes about it, where they're like, I'm holding I'm gonna say Henry Cavill, because I saw one, a Henry Cavill lookalike in my room.
Stop.
And then they put the prize me. I was like, ew.
I'm crying. I think it's so funny how it just got like, it was a joke, and then it became serious, and now they're like doing it everywhere.
And then the last thing I want to talk about is books. As some of you may know, those closest to me, or just in general that I rant about, books. I really, really love books.
I love reading.
Currently reading the third book from the Blue Ranch series,
so
Lost
good.
and Lassoed. And I literally started it like 2 days ago, and we're done. We're literally technically done.
Almost done.
We have like, what, 3 more
Because we're listening it on audio as we like
Spotify.
Yeah. Also, another thing too, I think the other book, the second book in the
Wild Eyes.
Better Than the Movies. That one too.
Nothing like the movies.
Something like that, and it's so good too.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in our very like rom-com era.
I mean, I always win. But I feel like, especially when it's fall time, for me, I love the fall because that's when I take out my little book, my little coffee, my little chai tea, my little book light, you know? Sometimes I would be asleep and then, like, Leslie would, like, knock on my door and be like, oh, like, or whatever, like, or not asleep, but we'd go to our rooms and she comes in and, like, I open the door. My whole room's
like a little
dark.
grandma with
my whole room's dark and you just see the little light on my book.
Sometimes you'll have a candle on, you have your little shawl, your little drink.
Little music. I make playlists. As I talked about for when it was the Emily Henry thing on the previous episode. I make playlists for the books that I read.
She does. They're actually really good because sometimes I'll be listening to them as like if she's already read the book, and the song will come out at the perfect time, and I'm like, how did she do this?
And I tell her, I'm like, this song and this song you have to listen to when you get to this chapter. She does, and she's like, I get it. And
it's
I go,
so good.
Yes
it's
or no?
So good.
I know what to do.
We love it.
So hire me as your music people, whatever.
Yeah. Also, there's more curated playlists that we have on our Instagram.
On our Instagram, and then that we have on our actual Spotify for season 1.
Yeah.
We are curating for season 2.
Yeah. So please follow us. Please check it out. You know, if you like music. We try to curate them specifically for the episode. Yeah, which is so fun.
That has to do with it. So
let's get into it.
The history. Go to home plate.
I can't even see the ball. All right. It's been a few hours. But it is the same day.
It is the same
for those
day.
Watching. For those listening, it does not matter.
Nothing changed.
Has
my voice changed? Maybe.
Maybe a little bit. We ate food, and now we're back. And now we found a place where we can actually film without noise, without people, without distractions. All right, Natalie, do you want to start off with the history
of baseball? We're going to talk about the evolution.
Right as she's saying that, somebody, literally, there's only one car in this whole space over here with us. And that person decided to come out right now. Like, what is it? Does this episode not want to be made?
So the evolution of... Wait, I'm going to pretend I'm talking to you.
Yeah, just pretend you're talking.
So the evolution of baseball. We're talking about the evolution of baseball hat outfits. I was going to say hats.
Yeah.
Outfits.
Yes, you are.
So the uniform parallels the development of the sport itself, reflecting changes in the technology and the culture.
Kind of like football.
And the fashion trends, similar to football. Same thing. You know, they have to... Not only are they testing fabrics and silhouettes and styles for their players, but also safety measures as well to protect their players as well. You know, even though their players on the field and maybe in the love field, but
they play us.
But they gotta protect the players.
Yeah.
So in the early 19th century is when the first few uniforms of baseball came to be. So we have the uniforms are very simple, very practical. You know, we see the same thing in football. Like, I think they're just getting to understand what...
It's not you. It's just like, it's quiet. The minute we start filming, everything you hear an airplane. I hope you can't hear it, but we can. Sorry.
So the uniforms are practical. They're very, like, simple. Because it's typical to, like... what a football uniform is what we explained.
Like, it was very basic.
Yeah. They had like wool trousers, they had flannel shirts, and they had straw hats.
Which I think that's a notable difference because I feel like for football, even though technically it's more like body demanding, it wasn't as thick materials in the beginning versus now this is baseball and you're running basically, which you would like to run with lighter materials, you know, so it's kind of like the opposite. I think it's interesting.
I think anybody or people that have like worked out or running or doing whatever, they know that lighter fabric is just so much easier and manageable when it comes to doing a workout. So the colors were often chosen by the team preferences or rather the ability of like the standard design, like so that everyone looked cohesive and you knew they were a part of a group.
Like it was a bit more organized. And
so transitioning into the late 19th century to the early 20th century, I'm not here. I'm a ghost.
Person's late.
they began to adopt more of a standardized uniform. So now they actually had a uniform.
Like for the team.
For the team. Now it wasn't just the colors. It was the uniform. So this is where we saw the introduction of the knickered style pants, which are basically like shorter trousers that end above below the knee.
They kind of look like,
they were like a little slip or whatever.
Yeah, they were like not shorts, but not.
They were like jorts.
They were jorts.
They were shorts.
Because it was a different material.
And then they had the high collared shirts and stockings.
We love.
Still had the straw hats or a cap.
A cap, which that's kind of always been the standard to have a cap.
Yeah. And so those were like the mostly commonly known they were worn, and they also started adopting logos on their shirts, and either the logo of the team or the initials and stuff like that,
or like branding,
sponsorships. But in the early 19th century, between the 1920s and the 1940s, they became more streamlined. They became more tailored, the uniform. Pants became longer because they said, hey, those calves are risky, my friend. Those calves are risky.
You're showing too much skin.
Too much skin. Put it down.
Put away.
But they went back to making more of a wool flannel type for the pants. Yeah. And then they had...
Do you think it also, like, low-key maybe had to do with, like, the seasons? Like, it was kind of...
Yeah, because technically the baseball season is more towards the colder climate than... Like, I feel like football, technically, it's also around the same time, but they're moving more. Like,
their, like, bodies aren't as cold. That's what I'm trying to...
Because I feel like in baseball, yes, they move, but, like, if there's a pitcher pitching, like,
or they're just standing on the base.
Or they're just standing, you know, like... So they got to be a little bit warm, a little bit cozy. That's why sometimes they wear like even the button up of like their, which in this era, in this decade, they have the button up. They introduced the button up. They have like long sleeves wearing under it, or even like that one like sleeve thing, because it's like they got to be warm, but they got to wear their.
Yeah, they still got to wear their merch.
They got to wear their merch. They got to represent. Yeah. Moving into the mid 19th or the 20th century. Specifically the 1950s and the 70s, we see significant changes to baseball uniforms. So now, no more wool fabrics.
No, I feel like now it's like more common. Like if you look back at the history, those are one of the first pictures that come out. Yeah, it's Google. Yeah, like the 1950s.
You Google it, and that's what comes out.
Isn't that like kind of like the time that the Sandlot was in that era, right? So like it's more of that. Yeah, it's more of that kind of vibe. Yeah.
And also, I feel like that's like the standard that we all remember, or we all can say a uniform for baseball has always looked like. We don't remember those
the before,
shorts. Yeah. You know, we remember the pants. Yeah. So we have that. Like, honestly, like, we have more synthetic fabrics, so like polyester began to replace the wool. We have a lighter, more breathable options. Again, this goes back to one, workout, when we talked about workout.
And more like
as well as football. Just lighter, breathable. These men are These men are sweating on the field. Yeah. So
I feel like it became more, I guess, like the standard way that we know it. Yeah. They kind of got comfortable with it, and there was a popularity too in people actually watching it, paying attention to it. Yeah.
And because like also like around this time is when color was a big thing. Yeah. But in case like some people didn't have the color TV, like again, the hues of the colors have a lot to
black
do
and white
with when you distinguish who and who's on the team.
I think that's also interesting that it has to do with the history of what was happening during that time too.
The art time.
That time. All right, let's see. 1980s.
1980
to the present.
We have the modern baseball.
Yeah. Even I feel like the materials that they use, the accessories, like the wooden bats, kind of got more like standard to what we know now. They like even more like it's more steel than wooden. Yeah.
They have advancements now in the materials and the design for the players.
For everything.
Jerseys now are made by performance fabrics that are wick moisture, that provide better flexibility, which we talk about this during our workout episode in season 1. Basically just able to combat the sweatiness. That
Of
way
it.
they don't smell. That way it doesn't feel so as heavy. That way
Yeah.
it doesn't linger on for so long
Like
for
it
them.
doesn't. Yeah.
And it's just so easier to clean as well. Because I feel like if you have wool or you have like all this thing,
Also,
you sweat,
it's like a big team too. So it's
Yeah.
like kind of like the person who's in
Pricey.
charge of cleaning it,
Oh, yeah.
or like, you know, like the water boy or whatever. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
water boy.
Interesting. I don't know. Yeah.
And then now the logos and the team branding are now more
Which one are you trying to say?
predominant.
Predominant.
Yeah, what she said.
Sorry, predominant. Sorry.
Displayed on the
I was
uniforms.
like, what are you? Yeah.
So like also like you have not just theirs the whatever if they're the Yankees or the Dodgers. Now you also have their names in the back, their number, and then you even have the logo of the MLB on it. And then if they're wearing the hat, sometimes they have something drawn, or even on the stadium they have all of their sponsors.
I feel like it's also like one of the like sports where. I mean, all the sports, right? You get inspired if you're a fan and you kind of want to wear like their like team colors, the merch, the thing. But I feel like this is one of those uniforms that even the retro styles, like people have wanted to like bring back into fashion, and it'll be like worn. So like even like the simplest way to explain it, it's like look at the baseball hat. Like you can wear the baseball hat out. Like it doesn't even have to have a sports logo anymore. Like it doesn't even have to have like the Yankees. Like it could have like a phrase or a saying or like a merch.
Even the color.
Yeah.
The color has a lot to do
which
with
is so interesting to me that it's like something that was from baseball got taken, and now it's like it's almost like this thing that we commonly know, like, oh yeah, baseball cap, but you forget that it's baseball, you know? I don't know if I'm explaining.
Because honestly, like, even with what I'm wearing, I'm technically wearing their team, but if I would have just worn a blue shirt similar to this, and this hat, they, like, I could have gone to a Padres game and then they would not say anything because I'm wearing the colors. I don't have the merch, but I'm wearing the colors that, you know, you were able to, like, acknowledge what team, or distinguish the like for the teams and stuff like that. So I feel like that's like another thing, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's so interesting.
And we got the branding now, which that is the next segment.
So for brand segments and for collabs, right? Most of the notable collabs are done with athleisure brands themselves. So we have Nike, which has been a big supporter of MLB teams and has always had designs with the iconic team branding either at their stores or within like the stadiums. If you go into the little shop, like it'll say like from Nike or whatever. Another one too is New Era, which is for the baseball caps, which typically like if you have men in your life, like that's where they get it. Like, you know, that sticker, it's iconic, a New Era sticker.
And sorry.
No, you're good.
I remember our dad would always have it, but he'd keep the sticker.
And
I'd be like, take it off. And then he's like, no. And he'd keep
it
on.
To know it's authentic, which is so funny.
It's just so funny, but I'm like, take the sticker off. Because then he would take it off, and that part was so clean, and then the rest.
Also, I think that's interesting, like going back to the baseball caps. Like, my dad was known for wearing baseball caps everywhere. This is a construction worker, right? And yet, like, on his day off or whatever, he'd wear them. And he was a fan of baseball. He played like lightly, right, with like family and stuff. But it's so interesting that like that is almost something that was tied to him. And to so many other people, I can guarantee you, like, you know, to brothers, to husbands, and it's kind of interesting that it's like a baseball hat that has to do with baseball, and they could either be a fan or not even be a fan, but I don't know. I just think it's like interesting, and it's so like iconic.
Also, the hat has been very much personalized now, so you have like the denim like Dodgers one. You have multiple colors of the Dodgers hat,
even for the brand,
or for that. So it's like the hat has been now also like redefined and designed for, you know,
and it doesn't have to be like this. Like you could see like a New York Yankees one that's black, and it's like the Yankees colors. It isn't black, but still, you know. I just think that's so interesting. And then we have Majestic Athletic, which is also having like they have a long history with the MLB, and it just features like a lot of their logos, a lot of their brands, a lot of their apparels. It's mostly for like the jackets. That's when you know they're like authentic.
These are
and jerseys.
This is the brand that you see when you go to the stadium. and in their like merch store, like that's the brand that's there.
That's there. Yeah,
that's the
like
brand that carries all their stuff.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
And then you have like 47 brand, which also has sports apparel, but that's more of like the headwear and the gear, that's stuff that they like hold. But they also offer a range of like caps and jerseys and t-shirts. Then we have Adidas, which sometimes they actually team up with the players themselves.
Like with specific brands.
With specifics, yeah. And then I think going into how it's seen on the runway, we have a collection from 2018 spring. It's the Tom Brown collection. And it was he's known for his avant-garde like style of like designing, and it's very playful. But for that one, it's so interesting because he features models that had tailored suits with baseball like inspired uniforms. And so you have the striped socks, you have the caps, you have the gloves. So it's still whimsical, but you can tell the references are made through baseball. Another one too, and most of these collections are for like the men collections. You have Louis Vuitton spring 2022, and this was designed by Virgil, and then I'll put his name here because I always get his last name wrong. But this featured oversized jerseys. It also had accessories that had baseball inspired motifs and graphics. So I like Natalie will put the pictures, but it's very much of like giving like American sports culture. And then we have Ralph Lauren for fall 2018, and this collection included the classic sports. So there was other sports inspired, but for the baseball one, he really featured the varsity jackets for baseball. Yeah, the sweaters too, but it was more of like a vintage inspired look, which I think is also interesting because you can go back to the 1940s, you can have the current style. It's all done like well too. And then the last two, the first one we're gonna do is the Gucci one, which I think people have seen. It's the Alessandro Michel one, and it's from spring 2018. And this one it's like the luxurious fabrics that they use, but it's very a maximalistic approach to it, and it has like Michel's signature like eclectic style. But you can tell that the references were definitely inspired by baseball. And so I think this one's probably one of my favorites. All of them are, but I just feel like when it comes to Gucci, it's almost like women can wear it too. Not that we can't wear the other one either, but I don't know. It's
designed as well for like in mind for women as well.
Even though it could be like one line, but it's still like, I don't know, like I feel like it's more, you see it more, right? And then the last one is the Givenchy, the men's spring 2022. And then this was designed by Matthew M. Williams, and this featured more of like the details in like the oversized shirts. So it had that kind of form of like a baseball shirt. It also had like sporty stripes, and they also had the shorts, almost like the Adidas ones kind of, but it was like his version of it, which I think it's again tied to like brands that have worked with MLB, brands that are well known for when they train too. So I just think like all of those are very, very inspiring. And I feel like obviously those are pieces that anyone can kind of get inspired by if you like have athleisure wear in your closet. I just think it's so interesting how it's like a global phenomenon.
And again, like if anything we missed will be part of our design. I want to mention though, for the first one that you talked about how they have like the lines and like this and stuff, as a graphic designer, as an artiste, you can very much know when a certain style, a certain fabric, a certain pattern is designated for a brand, but like for like a sport.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like the lines, like the specific lines that you know and stuff of like of a thing, you know that is for
like
baseball.
There's correlation.
You know the difference between the silhouette of from a baseball tee or like the ones that they wear jersey from a football one.
Wow.
So it's like, it's so funny because it's like you can know the difference, especially if you are or aren't well known in that fashion or in the sports, but you can tell the difference. But
as a designer, as an artist,
just wanted to
I think that's also nice that it has its own unique like
little thingy
that you can see from miles away. But this one was a shorter one
because we have
2 episodes coming this next week.
So.
And so we wanted to keep this one short and sweet for you guys.
A little love.
A little love. To let you know that we love you.
Love
and we
my
care.
fans.
And we're here. And yeah, you guys really like the football one. So we decided to do another sport.
Baseball.
Yeah.
You guys love the F1 one.
Love
so
F1.
we made this.
Yeah.
We made that one. And then we
let
love
us
the
know.
skater.
Let us know what other ones you want us to do.
Oh, the birds are chirping.
Oh, it's her alarm.
I gotta go.
Bye guys. Love you. See you next week.